Welcome back, peeps, to the Band of Bros channel. Today we're going to be going into the assault rifles versus SMGs, a complete guide on assault rifle versus SMGs, a little bit more focused on the Warzone aspect of it, but you can use these tips and tricks in your general multiplayer because they are the same exact weapon whether you are in multiplayer or whether you are in Warzone. But I'm just going to be giving you a little bit more tips focused on Warzone. So let's get right into this complete guide versus assault rifles versus SMG. So let's start off with the assault rifle. So the assault rifle is the largest category in weapon options. It's the only class with double-digit unique weapons you can choose from. So this means that the assault rifles are the only ones that have double digits as the kind of weapons that you can choose. No other weapon class has this many weapons to choose from. It is so diverse. You got the choice from high damage battle rifles like the Odin and the choice of fast firing compact rifles like the Growl. All right, you can create a variety of loadouts for each combat situation with just assault rifles. But being a jack of all trades means that you are a master of none. So this means that assault rifles are great for medium range engagers. What this means is that you got all these sorts of assault rifles, right, that you can choose from. You can customize them to be long range, you can custom them to be medium range, you can customize them to be close quarter range. But what I meant by the jack of all trades means that the assault rifles can do a bit of everything, but that means that they will neither be the master of long range and neither they will be the master of close range. So that is the little drop off that you can have with them. So let's jump here into what I have here, the multiplayer. I've got my creator class section here just so I can show you and talk to you guys about a little bit my weapon class setups and how you can actually transform an assault rifle. So let's start with the long range. Right, this is an insanely long range weapon. I do have the video for this class setup. It is insane. I will put the link down below in the description. So it is basically it is a SCAR, but I customized it with the monolithic suppressor to add some range. I customized it with the NVG, which is a night vision with the night vision scope, which is also gives it a little bit more range and everything just for this gun to be stable, long range, and just insanely deadly for any kind of long range battles. Again, I did post a video down below in the description. It was like a war game mode and I was out sniping snipers with this gun. So let's go ahead and jump into one that can be a mobile, more kind of weapon. So we got this one, which is the Berliner, which is basically the Kilo 1-for-1. I'm going to be uploading a video on this class setup later, but this is a mobile class that I added the 50 round mag. So it's kind of like a mobile SMG that shreds people close quarter and a little bit of medium range, and it has 50 mags. Again, these are two completely different things, right? Completely different. But they're both assault rifles. That's kind of what I want to get into the point. And now we got another one here, like I talked about, the Growl, which I'm also going to upload a video on this class setup, which is also insane. And this is kind of like a more mobile. It's actually kind of like an SMG type looking class. Not really like an assault rifle. So again, you got three different kinds of loadouts, and they're all assault rifles. So it just depends what you want to do with them. All right. So again, no matter how you customize your assault rifles, the majority of them will be a reliable 3 to 5 shot kill within a dozen meters against an opponent that has 0 armor. All right. Usually, assault rifles comes with 30 round magazines, but as you guys can see, you guys saw that you can add the extended mags and it will make it basically into an LMG. But they usually come with 30 round magazines. If they have a bit of armor, you can take a guy down with probably 1 mag. All right, so if you got your regular 30 round magazine, you miss a couple shots here and there, it's probably going to take you about 3/4 of your mag to take one guy down that has full armor on himself. So if you're facing a team of 3 guys and they all have full armor, you will definitely need to reload and you will definitely need more than 1 mag to take them all out. So that's why people do usually put extended mags in Warzone. I always pick up people's guns. I usually have my sniper and then my little pistol, and then I pick up the enemy's body. So I do see a lot of extended mags on the ARs in Warzone. It is one of the most one of the most attachments, the most common attachment story in Warzone. The problem is that when you start adding these attachments and these thermal scopes and heavier ammo and all these kind of attachments on your gun, the problem is that it's going to start hindering with your operator's mobility. So ARs are usually in the middle of the pack in terms of the mobility. What does this mean? If you start adding more attachments, more ammo on your gun, bigger scopes and all that, it's going to make your weapon more slower, and it's going to make it harder and slower when you're running, from your running to aiming, just generally aiming in your gun. All that is going to be a little bit slower if you are putting these attachments on your ARs. So again, the expectations to the ARs, the exceptions of the ARs, you know, a little bit different kind of ARs, are going to be the ones called battle rifles or high damage rifles like the Odin, which are a little bit different than the other assault rifles. Like I said, the other ones, if you do not have any armor, you can take down an opponent in 3 to 5 shots. But for example, like the Odin, it could even take down an enemy in 2 shots. And you can even add a couple of attachments to it, like the monolithic suppressor and some extra attachments that increase the range. And you can even down an enemy in 2 shots for over 100 meters. I mean, that is insane. That is basically a sniper rifle. So these are kind of like a cross between assault rifle and marksman rifles. There is a couple of these. For example, the Scar, this would basically be considered one of those. We got the Odin, that is also a high... a battle rifle or a high damage rifle. And I would say maybe, and the FAL as well. The FAL will also be one of the FAL will also be one of those, and the FR.56 could also be one of those as well. So you got different assault rifles that you can choose from. Now, if you don't want that, and if you're the kind of guy that likes to be moving around and killing people, being a little bit sneaky, you even got some ammunition attachments, like on the M13. Called the .300 Blackout, which is an ammo attachment on that gun that when you kill an enemy, it will not show the skulls over the dead target. So what does this mean? You know, if you kill an enemy teammate, their squad won't be able to see the exact location of where his teammate died. So you'd like to be a little bit sneaky. You can also run these kind of attachments on your ARs, and you can run a little bit, you know, close quarter combat with these ARs. Again, remember, all but one AR you can change the firing option from semi or fully automatic. All right, so you can actually land more accurate shots with single shot. So just remember, if you are running these longer range sort of shots, do go ahead and put single shot on your gun. It's going to be a lot easier for you to handle the kick on the guns and adjust your aim a little bit more. Again, you can check the firing mode at the bottom right corner of your HUD or HUD underneath the currently equipped weapon. As you guys can see in the screen right now, I do have the sniper, so you can't see that one, but when you pull out to another one, you can see it in the bottom right hand corner. That is where you can see the firing mode on your gun. Now, let's jump into SMGs. SMGs, the difference between the ARs is that SMGs sacrifice effective range and damage, but it increases faster firing and really effective in close range situations. For example, when you're clearing out buildings or if you're in alleyways, SMGs are actually really good for that. You know, you can aim a lot faster, you can mow down an enemy a lot faster, those close encounter fights. SMGs really vary when it comes to the caliber and the magazine size. The minimum magazine size they come with is 25 rounds, but on average they will come with around 30 to 32 rounds. There are some like the Bison and the P90 that can even have 50 or 64 rounds as a standard. And if you add extended max to that, it will even have more ammo than the LMGs, which is crazy. But the reason the SMGs have a bigger mag size is because they deal less damage per shot compared to an assault rifle. So you can add some attachments that change the caliber of the bullets and increase stability to be on par with some assault rifles. But usually SMGs will take down an enemy with no armor in around 4 to 6 shots, so about 2 shots more than the assault rifles. And now let's jump into, again, the creative class section, and let's go into my SMG. So for example, if you want a real stable SMG with pretty good damage at a decent range, will be this one, the Striker 45. I did upload a video of that one, which I will put in the description as well, and pop it up in the screen. This kind of gun with the Striker, with the attachments I have, let's jump into the attachments. For example, I've got this barrel, the 400mm barrel, and it basically increases the damage range, increases the bullet velocity range, and increases recoil control. I've got the optic, this integral optic, which has a 3.25 scout scope, and I do have a reflex sight on the top. I added this stock that has increases stability. So this gun is basically made for a little bit longer range gunfights, not so much for close, but it can actually take an enemy down close range. So now let's jump into what I was talking about with the changing the caliber of the bullet. So if you guys didn't know, for example, these ones are usually 9mm, so the SMGs will usually they are usually 9mm, so the bullets are a bit smaller, so that means that your guns will reload a lot faster if you're using an SMG. But for example, if we jump into the AUG, we can go ahead and use the gunsmith, go ahead down to ammunition, and you can change the type of bullets you use. So for example, the first one is the 32 rounds of 9mm, which is just basically extended mags of the normal gun. But if you guys can see here, we can add 5.56 NATO 30 round mags. And you can even add the 60 round drum mag of 5.56. What does this basically look at that? I mean, that is already an assault rifle. You know, you put an extra attachment to it, make it a little bit more stable. Add a long barrel to it, like this one right here, which increases damage range and bullet velocity, and that is already the AUG in the form of an assault rifle, just with a couple of attachment changes here. So that is why the SMGs can really be versatile as well, just kind of like the ARs. It all depends on the attachments that you put on these guns. But again, if your enemies are more than 25 meters away, it starts getting a little bit tougher because of the higher recoil and the damage drop off. So even though if you can control that recoil pretty good with the SMGs, the damage drop off is still really important. Something that you do have to be aware of when you're fighting a little bit longer distances with the SMGs. But if you're close with the SMGs do have the lowest hip fire spread out of all primary weapons. And if you go ahead and go into laser in the SMGs and add this one, the 5MW laser, which is an ultra bright laser that improves hip fire accuracy and speeds up target acquisition after sprinting. So it increases the hip fire accuracy and the sprint to fire speed. So if you add this one to your weapon loadout, man, this one can even be the same as aiming down sights. So you can hip fire, and if you do have the 5MW laser from close range, it will almost be the same as aiming down sight. That is how crazy these things are. So again, close quarter combat, these are crazy. And again, the SMG world is really dominated by the run and gun. So since SMGs have one of the fastest movement speed, fastest aiming down sights, and fire rate, well, usually the people that use these will be the one that run and gun and like to go and clear houses and clear alleys and all that kind of stuff. But again, the faster these guns are, the more recoil your SMG will have and the less range. So that is something really important you have to consider. But since their bullets are, like I said before, since their bullets are smaller, you know, if you don't add these 5.56 bullets, that means they will reload faster. For example, if you go into the perk section here, and if we add the sleight of hand, man, they already reload fast. So if you add sleight of hand, man, these guns will reload insanely fast. I mean, at the blink of an eye, you will have your gun completely reloaded. So again here, just to recap what we said, ARs are great for medium range encounters. You could have ARs that are amazing at long range. You know, if you had the thermal, and then if you had some monolithic suppressor, are probably the most important attachments, and some barrels to increase the range. But then you can have the other one, like I showed you, the bear liner, which is, you know, if you take the stock out of your assault rifle, and if you add extended mags and you add a couple of things here and there, you can make it basically into an SMG. Again, the assault rifles are basically meant to be the jack of all trades, meaning they can be overly good in a bunch of things, but not exceptionally well in one specific thing. So when it comes to Warzone, as you guys can see most of my clip, I do like using my sniper most out of anything. And for my second option, it just depends honestly on the game. I would usually prefer maybe to pick up an M4A1. I'm more of that kind of person, or a Kilo. I do like but I am going to go to the close range assault rifle kind of thing. But if I do have an MP7 and I pick it up, I do think the MP7s are basically the best in its class. MP7s are crazy. So I mean, if I have a sniper and I've got an MP7, I'm set. Or if I find a legendary MP5, I'm set with that one as well. I guess it just kind of depends on what I'm playing. It also depends on where the zone is. For example, in this one right here, where you can see it's more open and I can see where the zone is ending, I would prefer to go with an assault rifle. You know, we're not going to be going much into SMGs, but if you see it's going to be ending in the city, then you know you might want to think of grabbing an SMG for those close quarter combats. Again, because the SMGs, you can have a little bit more ammo with them, especially when you start adding those extended mags like with the P90. They get a little bit crazy. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I deeply appreciate it. Do put your comments down below in the comment section if you got any other ideas, and as well the classes that I did talk about that I'm showing you here in the screen, I will be putting them up in the description and in the screen as well at those certain times, so if you do want to go check them out. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you guys did learn a little bit here. Peace out, and I'll see you all in the next one.